Hello there! This course will be about programming in the QGIS on Python language. So we will go step by step. First of all, we study how to program from the console, then we will study Python expressions, then Python tools, and we will finish with the Python plugins in the QGIS. Of course, there are lots of tutorials, lots of instructions about programming on Python in the QGIS, and all useful links will be under the video, so feel free to use it. So let's start. We will start with the Python console, and first of all, as you can see, we have an empty project in the QGIS, so let's add some data. If you do not have any data, you can write in the coordinates sections the word world and press enter, and you will get a vector layer with all countries of all the world. So we will work with this layer. Okay, the next step that we need to do is to open Python console. It is located in the plugin toolbar, so if you do not have it, you can click right button on the panel and choose plugins toolbar. So here it is. We turned it off and now we turn it on, and then just press Python console on this toolbar. So you will get a Python console. Here we will type our commands. Here you will get the results of these commands. This is clear button, this is run command, and the editor. Here you can manage some settings of this window and get a help. So, first of all, what we will do in this video. In this video, we'll get this layer as an object to the Python. Then we will get all its attributes, its features, and try to select something in this layer and iterate over the selected features. So what do we need to do to get this layer as an object in Python? We need just to create a new variable. So let's create a new variable, let's call it layer, and assign it to such value, iFace active layer, and run this. So we created the first row of our code, we get the result. So if we enter layer, we will get the QGIS vector layer object. So this is an object. Of course, as every object in Python, it has its own method and properties. So let's try something. For example, layer name, and this is the world map. So this is the name from the table of contents. And to get all methods, all properties of an object in Python, we can use a method dir. So dir, and as a parameter we will send an object, so layer, and we have all its methods and properties. So let's try some of them. For example, set name, let's choose it and press layer, set name, and create some name. For example, new name. Let's run a command, and as you can see, the name of the layer has changed. Of course, about each method and property you can read in the documentation and some tutorials and so on. So every link will be under the video. Let's go further. Let's try to get all features of this layer. So we create a new variable, call it features, and assign it to all features of this layer. It is very easy. So get features will return you all features of a layer. And we can iterate over this object. So let's do it. For f in features, let's create, for example, a new variable attributes and assign it to all attributes of a feature. And let's print it. And here is the result. So for each feature we get all its attributes. Let's check it in the attribute table. So here are the attributes of features. So let's make selection in this layer using these attributes. First of all, let's select all features in this layer. It is very easy, just write layer select all, and you will see that all features in this layer are selected. So to clear selection is also very easy. Let's write layer remove selection. And so we clear the selection. Not to copy and not to paste every time the same rows, you can just use arrows on your keyboard. So up arrow will give you the previous row in the Python console. So it is easier to use it. Yes, now let's try to select one feature by its attribute. For this, we should use select by expression method. So layer select by expression, and each expression is a string, so you should type it in the single quotes. Then the name of the attribute you should write in the double quotes. So let's use attribute name. So here is the name of the attribute. Let's use the name attribute and type some country. So in double quotes we write name and then equal sign, and then we need to write a value in the single quotes, but we have already typed single quotes, so we need to write slashes, so like this, and type, for example, Brazil. So this is the valid expression we get on a map a selected country. Let's try to change the color of the selected features. We will use iFace object, so iFace, map canvas, set selection color, and the Q color with the value, for example, blue. And we changed a selection color of QGIS. So let's change it back. Here it is. And now let's get only selected features of a layer. So in the previous commands we've got all features of a layer, and now I want to get only the selected features. So I will create a new variable, selected for example, and assign it to such value, layer get selected features. So, and let's iterate over this object. So as you can see, we've printed all attributes of a selected feature. And for example, I want to get only one attribute. As you can see, the result is a list. So to get, for example, the name of a country, I need to type the index of this value in this list. So for example, something like this. Let's get, again, all selected features and add an index to the print command. So we get the title of a country. So to get all field names in the QGIS is also very simple. So let's try to make a new for loop for field in layer fields. So layer fields will give you an iterable object of all fields of a layer. Print field name. So here we can see all fields of a layer. For the first video, that's it, and in the next video we'll try to work with an attribute table of a layer. So we'll try to get features, get values of some attributes, we'll try to add attribute, to delete an attribute, and to create a new feature in the attribute table. So feel free to see this video, to write the comments and subscribe on this channel.